Hey folks, welcome to Friday, the 20th of May 2022. And very interesting session on equities yesterday. Really, obviously more downside, on what has been an atrocious kind of coming on 3 week period now. Well, it is 3 week period now. Um, a lot of people saying we're down on, tightening Fed, inflation fears, lots of different reasons, big reasons why we should be down. Nonetheless, we are down on equities over 3 weeks now. And, where we decided to stop and have a turn yesterday was quite a key area for these indices, especially the SPOOs and the Dow. Most of us in the room looking, playing the shorts yesterday. Of course, we got the open and we just round tripped, from that. Well, we went for new lows, went down, came back up, round trip back down, finished almost flat on the session yesterday, right? So, but today we are up a bit, 1.1% on SPOOs at the moment. So getting over to these charts to have a little looky see at what we can get. Starting off with the SPOOs. We'll start off with the daily here on the SPOOs. Here we are. So here is the linear regression channel. Now, I did say that these aren't great areas to trade against, and if we look closely at where we bottomed out yesterday, that back here last Thursday, we flirted with this regression channel. And just to give you an idea of how I would create this regression channel, I actually take the Volmageddon low here in 2018. Actually, sorry, this was not Volmageddon. That was the end of that year, whereas we had Volmageddon at the very start. Let me just bring this up into focus here a bit better for people, right? And where are we here? Let's see, 2020. Okay, let's go back right here. And 2019, and this looks very familiar here. All right, so Volmageddon, right? And I did post some stuff in the Discord room talking about that and how it actually happened like that. It's very similar to what happened in the 87 crash, Black Monday. But we're really using the lows there from 2018 to the lows kind of came in thereafter in 2019. And then I simply can just duplicate that trend to the high side and then to the low side on significant areas, right? And so we just kind of do this and we zoom out here. And you can use a linear regression fork on this as well. And you can see, these sort of areas coming into play here. And then also kind of, using... And then I could just copy that channel across like all these significant areas where I see the market has paid attention. And so, that might be thin gruel for a trader to go off. And I haven't bought this low yesterday. There were other reasons why the buyers came in here from a value perspective. And kind of the elite team would know kind of what they are. And so, we are a bit off of here. I think we can rally actually quite handsomely from this. We'll look at the VIX in a minute, but I think, look, target's up 39.76 even SPOOs. And actually, if you want to swing this puppy, I think we can easily get 40.56 between now and next Wednesday, notwithstanding headline risk coming over the weekend or, some stocks really falling out of bed. Of course, Tesla taken off of the S&P ESG index yesterday, which may bring about some selling, but it's not a huge weight and constituent of the S&P, so wouldn't get too fearful there. So that's the SPOOs. Then when we look across to the rest of these equities, we can see similar stuff. But before we do that, I want to actually bring up the VIX here. So yesterday we kind of 2 days ago, we've been looking at the gap here at the bottom. There was actually a gap up open on the Globex, and you can see the bottom of the day really held the top of that gap, rallied quite handsomely. Yesterday rallied again to 32.81s and then just came off and leading into kind of an abating of that selling pressure in equities. Today, again, we're up 1% on SPOOs. We're down 3.2 at market on the VIX. I said when we were down here that if we saw this low 26.75s, this would be indicative that we will breach 26.75s again. I'm still holding firm on that we will sell off even further on the VIX today, and put in a new low. Now, if you don't get that today, I think we will get that next week, and that's kind of my story, and I'm sticking with it. All right, so let's move over onto the Dow. Well, I mean, this is a 60-minute. We're probably, going to have a better view out here on the weekly bars. And you can see, again, sort of a linear regression channel to the upside here, sort of taking the highs of January 2018 to the lows of February 2018. Again, Volma getting really kicking in here with, I think it was the VIX T at the time was the culprit market. But we then project that on, and you can see really, actually last night hitting into that channel, and then just buyers coming in and lifting this, right? So this is a big chart to look at, right? Really big weekly bars, top of this significant channel. I think buyers have come in here quite handsomely. It's not as aggressive being bought at this time, but we did trade in there quite late last night. I mean, I think it was late. Actually, no, sorry, it wasn't at all. Actually, we opened and traded bids off of that level. Sorry about that. And then selling recommenced at 31,495s. I think it's just a matter of time now before we make another attempt to push low here, and let's see if the buyers want to redefend around this 31,124s on the Dow or not. And you don't need me to tell you that if they don't step in here, we are looking at quite a significant amount of downside on the Dow today. So yeah, do be aware of that. Something's happened to my charts there. I can't control them. All right, NASDAQ. Let's look at the NASDAQ on the daily to finish off the week here. There it is. Okay, so here's the NASDAQ on the weekly, doubling out, double lows, sort of just below the 11,779 quarters here. Of course, that is the low here, put in double tap low on the week of the 16th of November and the 23rd of November 2020. And buyers finding some pretty decent value there overnight anyway. So can we hold this as the low in the week? Answers in the Discord room, please, from the team. So it's a little tentative, but my theory on the VIX today is we will print a new low on the week on the VIX. So let's see. Other markets, oil. Yeah, oil was pretty tricky yesterday, I have to say. Look, here we are on the weekly picture. I'll probably take off these drawings and kind of make it a little more a little cleaner to read. But as you can see here, weekly bars, massive sort of doji here last week, almost an inverted hammer, shutting down selling really last week, and we are now getting quite bid. There's also, you can see the shape of compression into this area here. If I just kind of put these drawings back on, you can see this kind of compression like this. And so, my thesis is, as you all know, that when we come into pennants of compression like this, we'll exit the way we came in, and we entered into this compression area from the downside, moving up. We will exit on the downside, moving up. So, look, the permeable has had a good week. Trades for me actually coming quite late yesterday, I think. I was playing on the shorts, was I? Oh, hold on a second. I can't remember. I definitely finished on the longs into the close. Really holding above this 1098. Yeah, the 1098s area for me was key yesterday and the team. So 1098s, 107. Sorry, what was that? Oh yeah, 10. Was it 10? No, 107.98s, I think it was. 107.98s for the longs, holding that into the close. Targets up 109.95s here, hit by 7 p.m. So just a little bit of a gap down there, back into pivot, closes the gap, falls back down again, bids back into 110.43s. This is a very, very old area up here that really I talked about earlier in the week that we're finding hard to get above. I mean, I think we've done a great job to get bid where we were last night. So I think I'd like to see where this market will pull back to before then buying up again. But I suspect it's going to be 107s for the longs, and then we can kind of look for more upside here on oil. But I'm actually really just going to wait and see where the market wants to tell me that the sellers are just becoming redundant in this market. And my absolute favorite trade at the moment, right now, and one I have to say I've been waiting for a trade of this caliber for almost a year. The bund here, just let me minimize this. The bund on the daily chart, but actually the best of it is seen here on the monthly chart. Listening to comments from one of the managers of fixed income this morning from Morgan Stanley, talking on Bloomberg Newsweek. They like the longs on the US 10 years. I like the longs on the US 10s, but I like them even more on the German 10s. And this is the trade I'm looking for on the bund. These are monthly bars we are looking at here. All right, monthly bars. So as you can see, if we close, we've got about 10 more days until we close on this month. So, if we can close on this sort of shape on the bund, I'm definitely getting deeper in the longs on the bund. Also, speaking of some fixed income traders here in Dublin, quite favouring that one as well. So this is not investment advice or trading advice; it's simply just contextual read. And so to look in on the 60-minute bars on the bund, you can see we're not doing too badly here. We're not doing too badly. So I was holding a lot of this P&L swing yesterday. I'd scaled in around here as well. So but knowing that I'm going to be wearing quite a bit of swing here, but certainly not accepting risk below 151.95s, and actually would cut a large portion of the position under 152.65. So quite happy with how I'm seeing this react around this zone, this range I have in blue. So I think we're going to do well in the bund. Basically, I think we're going to do well. So that's it for me for another US session. I think we've covered what we need to there. We've had a really good week here in Duggan Capital, and looking forward to another week in the playground next week. So if you want to join us, please do go to the website and click on the Discord button. And listen, have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Cheers.